Hello, and welcome back for another speed build video. Today we are going to be building a pool venue, which I've never done before, but it was a lot of fun. I'm still trying to catch up from all of my Pride builds from last month where I streamed every day, but we are going through the pansexual Pride flag inspired pool venue today. So I called this the Pan Pride Pool Party lot. So all the P's. Now, this was a really fun lot to do. Again, I've never done a pool venue before, so I was trying to challenge myself a lot during Pride Month with a lot of community lots because I usually do residential. But I have found out that community lots in some ways are a lot easier to think through because you just need like basic essentials and you don't need to over customize them because they're supposed to be more for the general population when you think through them. But for this one, I really wanted something that was a little bit different in that I didn't want it to just be like a pool with like a little space beside it to cook out and things like that. So we have a few cool features in this lot. So first of all, obviously is the pool, and I actually put a little hot tub inside the pool that's raised up just because I thought it was a cool vibe. We have a lounge upstairs for people to hang out who are of age, of course. You can get some beverages and dance and do some karaoke. I have some like saunas. I have showers all over the place, which is kind of a requirement for this type of venue. And then I also have a little children's play area in one of the corners with a lot of splash pads. So it was more interesting in figuring out the layout of everything. I already knew going into this build what I wanted. So it was just like, how do I want to lay everything out and figure out where every piece goes of the puzzle and how I wanted it to flow. So that's where with community lots, it can be a little bit interesting and different to think through. So I'm just like getting the general layout. That's how I started. That's what you see me doing right now. I was like, okay, I'm going to put one of the main buildings over on this side of the lot. This is where I'm going to have the saunas. And like, I knew I wanted to put this cool feature where the pool is connected to the building and there's like a little bit of a raised platform there. I really like the idea that you could just be lounging there and then just hop right into the pool, or you can get right out of the pool and go to your lounger. Just a little more accessible in that way. And you get more of the shaded spots. So I don't actually end up putting a ton of trees on this lot. I put some in one of the corners and then most of them are just like at the front of the lot. And then I have a couple in the center. So I was like, it'd be nice to have a completely shaded space that's actually covered with a roof for people to lounge there if they wanted to just get out of the sun and not bake and get burnt. So what you see me doing here is I was actually taking inspiration from the design of the Pan Pride flag, and I have it on the building over here in case you're not familiar. It's just like this really vibrant pink, yellow, and blue color and 3 stripes. And so I did that on the tile on the bottom of the pool, and I thought that was a fun way to incorporate that. And then one thing you might notice is just the general shape of the pool. I really like that we finally had curved pools back this past, I think it was like over the past year when we got that feature, at least year and a half or so. And I was like, I want to end up using these curved pieces for the pool. And that is what kind of laid the groundwork for a lot of the design for like the sidewalks and stuff too, because the splash pads have this like really rounded, curvy nature to them. So I was trying to incorporate more of like a roundedness around the lot, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I even have like these archways that are actually arched, not just the rectangular archways that you walk through. I was trying to do little nods to that throughout the build, not for any particular reason, but other than I just wanted to use those parts on the pool. But then it looked kind of weird with the sidewalk around the rounded pool being a straight edge. So I was like, I got to do it with the sidewalk too. So you'll see me doing that here soon in just a few minutes. I'm trying to figure out the layout of the sidewalks here. And I had this like little vending machine area over by the splash pads. And what I end up doing there too is putting some counters with ice cream machines on them. I thought that was a really cute nod. So the kids over there could like get some ice cream, and they have the vending machines if they want some snacks, some drinks or whatever from there. So now what you see me doing is I put this circular landscaping area in the center of the lot, and I thought that was really pretty. And I put some trees, some nice things in there. But the trick to this that I know, you all might have other methods. I love learning from the Sims community, so let me know in the comments below if you have an alternative way to do this. But anytime I want to use a fence or like a half wall or something like that, not a half wall, I don't think they work with half walls, but fence, I always have to put like a room or a platform down, and then I lower it all the way down. And that's the only way that I can think of where you can get like a rounded fence line. So the thing that's nice is that we at least have some grassy swatches for like floor tiles. And so that's what I used here. Otherwise, it would just kind of be weird to have it be concrete. So that's my trick with doing that. Anytime you want to use curved fences, you just use a platform. I mean, it sucks sometimes because the platforms are still too big at times, and you'll see that in the speed build at some point, or I can point it out, but like the entryway where you come into the lot, I actually have like a rounded part there. I couldn't put the fence there at the entryway because it actually comes into the sidewalk too much. So I really wish we got just a little more customizability with rounded rooms and platforms with sizes. It is what it is though. So over here, I was playing on this like umbrella that we have that stripe, but it came in the perfect, all three colors, perfect color swatches with the pink, blue, and yellow. And so I was really intentional. I was a little goofy with it, but on stream, I was like, I want to not double up on the colors. So if it's a yellow umbrella, they have to have pink or blue chairs. And so I wanted like a very unique combination for each of those. But I think it lends to like this really fun, eclectic energy that the pride flag already provides. So I wanted to play on that, and you can see here, that's what I was talking about with the rounded sidewalk. So I go back in and I make all these like square boxes rounded, and I think it helps match the energy of the pool and the splash pad. It's a really small detail, but I think that it makes a really big difference. So that's why you'll see me putting all these random little rounded rooms and such all over the place, is just trying to get that laid out. So this one that I just put down right there is the one I was talking about, how I can't put the fence on that one because it would actually block off the entrance. So you win and you lose sometimes with that. But now I'm just like trying to figure out more of the clutter and layout for this other building over on this side. So this is where I have the saunas with some showers in between them. I put a lot of lockers on this lot, just, imagining people who come here have a change of clothes, have their belongings that they don't want to get wet. You would have a lot of lockers and things like that. I had pulled, as you just saw, the vending machine with the clothing, and I was like, that would be weird. But then we thought about it, and it was like, would it though? Because then if you got your clothes wet or something like that, maybe you need some dry clothes. And so I actually end up putting it back, I believe. So we have a vending machine on the lot that has clothes in it, and that's just a vibe because if you needed extra clothes, spare clothes, something happened, then you can buy some dry clothes to leave the lot with, because obviously you would need to leave clothes, because especially this is like a children's area, so it's not that type of pool party here. But we have some nice vending machines. The loungers are over here that I'm putting the fun tile on. And then I tried to keep it a little bit more open. Like I said at the start, with these types of venues, it's like you don't want it to be overly cluttered and customized, because it's not like a residential lot where you might have a full storyline of a sim and their hobbies and what they like and their aspirations, and then you clutter based on that. It's a little bit different with community lots in that you just need the basics. And so that's what I tried to do. I have over by the loungers, I put a lot of tables with some like drink trays on it, just imagining that's what would be there. I have a little snack corner in the back there as well. And then I also ended up putting more grills on the other side with like a fun little party space with some picnic tables where you could have some people hang out or throw a party there. I actually have that as a trait for the lot. I'll get into that after the speed build. I put this mural here on the big wall in the back, which I thought was really cute and a fun vibe for this type of lot, and it fit the color combinations really well. I like to use these speed builds as a chance to just kind of chat with y'all about other things. So I do just want to say right now that I appreciate everyone, and I know I've said it a lot, but I do appreciate everyone who had been supporting the stream during Pride Month. I was streaming every day, raising money for the Trevor Project, and we raised $1,500, which I think is incredible given our relatively small size on Twitch, especially. And so I just want to say thank you all so much for pushing out the links. Thank you for donating. Thank you for just being on the streams, because that alone, you all know, helps the algorithm. It gets more eyes on us. And so I appreciate a lot of y'all who are just lurking or like leaving it on in the background while you were working. Stuff like that goes a long way. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what we're going to do next year. I'm already thinking through, like, do we want to do this again next year? What are your thoughts? I also have like other causes that I would like to get behind as well. So it's like, it's so hard to like prioritize fundraisers, because it's like all of them are important. So I don't know what we're going to do next year, but I definitely am going to do something, because this was a lot of fun. And on that note, I am shipping out the little rewards that you could get from donating. I already started doing that, so be on the lookout soon for getting those in the next couple of weeks at your mailbox. So thank you all again so much. I really appreciate you. And we do have a few more speed builds that are forthcoming. So if you're wondering in the future, like Matthew, why are you still posting a lot of Pride builds? Well, first of all, Pride is year round. It's not just June, it is year round. But also, I have some other builds to finish through and get done. And some of them I wanted to save for streams. Like this one, I kind of finished off stream. So there are parts of this that you haven't seen, even if you were on the full stream. So I'm excited to show you all the final product of this one. But I do have a few others that I was like, well, let's finish them on stream because you all are really enjoying them and going through them. And I love getting your input. So if you would like to join us over on Twitch, I'd love to have you there. The link is down below if you want to join the community there. Now, on that subject matter, I posted recently on my YouTube channel about the new updates regarding streams. I've been thinking about this honestly for several months, and I've usually been streaming to TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. And doing multi-streaming is kind of stressful in a way because you're having to keep up with chats on 3 different platforms. So you could have 3 different conversations going on at one time. You get different alerts from different platforms all the time as well. And it's just like, it's just a lot. And then on top of it all, you have this issue where like YouTube is just really bad at streaming. It's very laggy on YouTube, and I did find out recently that from reading what other people have been having issues with as well, that YouTube is causing a lot of problems when it comes to like multi-streaming especially, but even just streaming only to YouTube, there are a lot of issues. So I'm thinking that for right now, I'm only going to stream on Twitch. And I know for some of y'all that might not be something you want to hear, but I do have a VODs YouTube channel that's linked down below for you as well. So you don't have to miss anything. If you can't make it to the actual live stream, you're still going to be able to catch up on the streams. So just go make sure you sub to my VODs channel for that content. I want to make sure it's always accessible. You know, I'm not getting rid of that. It's just streaming directly to YouTube though. It's just not very feasible right now, and it's just so glitchy, and I just want our community to be more tight-knit in one location. That way people aren't like, who are you talking to? Like, what are you responding to? And things like that. So that is the idea here. I know I'm like rambling on and on about this a lot, but that's what we're going to do for right now. It might change in the future. I don't want to ever promise that something's always going to be the same way, but I'm just experimenting. You know, I'm still relatively new to all of this, and I got to figure out what's going to work for us and our community. So that's where we're at with that. Now I'm wrapping up. I'm doing this bathroom over here. I have found a couple of cool tricks with mirrors. We have a few different mirrors that have the frames around them, but if you take a couple of the mirrors that we get that are just really large, just glass mirrors, you can overlay them and they actually work really well to where you can get a seamless, pretty like sleek mirror that's really large, but still have the frame around it because the ones with frames are not very wide. So it's like a nice workaround with that. I've recently found some really cool combinations with columns as well, where you can overlay columns and get some really cool styled columns. So I love coming up with new tips and tricks with that. And so you definitely won't miss it if you come to the live streams. Just saying, we discover a lot of fun things whenever we're live streaming. We learn a lot of cool things, and it's just a really nice community that we have that we're growing right now. So we'd love to have you join in over there. Now, one thing that took a while, as you might have seen a few minutes ago with the lounge upstairs, was the lighting. I love the stranded lights that we get in this game. They are really fun. We get a lot of great colors with them. The problem is that you can't size them up or down very easily to actually match the length of the space that you're trying to put them in. My suggestion, Sims team, if you ever come across this video or any of my videos where I have suggestions, is that make these stranded lights like fences. There are certain fences in the base game, especially where as you drag across the fence and like draw it out, the posts automatically slot. Like it changes based on how long the fence line is. I don't know why they can't do that with these lights. That way the lights can be as long as we want them, where they can fit the spaces more easily. So we just click where the post is and drag it across like a wall, like when you're building a wall or a fence line. I don't know why we can't do that with these lights. So that's my suggestion. I'm gonna leave it at that. No, we'll probably see that. But there are a lot of fun things with this lot though, with some fun colors. And I'm putting up this like little area, like I said earlier. This is the party corner where you can have a lot of dining. I put the bar stools here. I was trying to figure out the layout for this, and it did take a minute to figure it out, but I did get there. It took a minute, but we figured it out. And then after this, I pretty much just have the landscaping and things like that ready to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and take us into the lot to see what it looks like with the final product. So I built it on this 40 by 30 lot in Tomarong, and then this has party place, sunny aspect, and bracing breezes. I really wanted the bracing breezes because it's like off of the ocean over here, but obviously with the party place, like we have a fun lounge area, a party corner space, and the kids are here, and then sunny aspect I think speaks for itself with it being a pool venue. So this is a lot. I'm going to put it in the evening time because I really like the sunset vibes. So with the entrance here, we have our little sign, and then we also have some really nice landscaping. I wanted a lot of the landscaping to just be more green. I don't want like a ton of flowers. I wanted more tropical vibes, so we get like these cool little plants. And I think that just is a nice layout for that. We have these shrubs all the way around the lot. I don't know what it is. I just can't leave a plain fence. I don't know. I know it's not that abnormal to do that, but I just can't do it. And on the subject of the landscaping, I tried to match kind of what we have around us. So with the little tight space between the buildings, I kind of mimicked this whole thing with like putting rocks with some of the grass and some of these plants in here, but spacing them out. So that's kind of what I did. I've not done landscaping like that before, but I think it actually looks kind of cool to have it be a little more spaced out like that around the buildings as opposed to just putting like shrubs in between. And it's just like a more fun vibe. So as you come through the gate, you have obviously the main pool area right here. And then to the right of that, this is where the restrooms are. So you can come around from where this fountain is, which is really, really pretty. It's the perfect color. Love Struck came in handy with the color combos on this stuff. But we have a really huge bathroom space over here, some changing tables. And then I was thinking of this space as being more of the kids area because it's right off the splash pad. And I thought it was weird to put showers that are for both the kids and the adults in the same spot. So that's why I have showers over here. Those are more for the adults. And then obviously with the tile work in here, it's supposed to allude to the fact that this is for kids. And it was at this moment that I realized I actually didn't put the showers in. So there are now 3 showers in that little space. So that's the idea with that. And then I put like a lot of the towels here. I think this is a really cute object, and I even overlap them where you can like cover up the one that's missing here just to give it a more realistic look. This is a little changing room. I like the idea that maybe kids just didn't pick up after themselves, which is why I left clothes here in that area. And then as you come out, I have the little like turtle floor decor. I thought that was a cute vibe to just have over in the kids splash pad area. I didn't put it anywhere else. And so I wanted this to be like a super fun area where they have their own space and then adults can have their own space on this side. And so I like the idea of it being a bit more separated between the two. Obviously, this would be blocked off. We're not going to allow kids to go upstairs right here. That's why I have this sign here. I was just kind of pretending this is the lounge sign. And so this is just like a really fun little area for them to hang out. And I really love doing the landscaping, y'all. We had the perfect swatches for these vines, so I definitely had to put those in. And then as you get to this side, like I was saying earlier, we have a couple of saunas, and then I put some showers in between them. And then we have more lockers over on this side, the vending machines. Like I said, you could get like some clothes here if you wanted to. Have some snacks, some drinks, and then I had the trays on the tables over here. Kind of the same vibes over here. I put some like sunblock, some towels, sunglasses on some of the tables on this side. Just thought it was cute to have some towels as well and some spots on the lot. You have your hot tub here, which I don't think is functional. I would be shocked if this is actually functional. And then at nighttime, you can kind of see with the hanging lights here what this looks like, and the lights over here. We have like the pink posts here, the blue posts over here. I tried to like combine the different colors as much as I could. I put a little photo booth over here too, so I thought that was a cute little vibe. And then when you come upstairs, you have the fun little party space up here. I changed the lights that we were using so many times, and you might have noticed that in the speed build, like, Matthew, what are you doing? Why can't you make up your mind? We just had a lot of good options, you know? This is what I was talking about. I hate how we had to do this so it would connect more easily, but we couldn't put it around here because then it would stick out past the fence line. So, you know, I still don't know why we couldn't just treat this like a fence in a way and just click here, have the post, and then drag it across, and it auto places these columns, you know, as it goes down based on where you stop it, it can evenly place the column. So I don't know. They do that with some of the fence lines. I wish that they would do that with these lights though, because it's kind of tedious to use. You just have to get lucky that it fits just right. We got lucky that it fits this way enough as it is. But we have a fun little bar space, some tables. We have a dance floor with a DJ, and then the karaoke, which I thought was a fun vibe to have up here. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the lot. It's pretty much just an outdoor venue. So it's like you can already kind of see the vast majority of stuff whenever I pan across the lot. But this was a lot of fun. Also, Sims team, pride should not be a banned word. Like, let us upload something with pride in the name of it. That's just absurd to me. But on that note, I'm uploading this to the gallery as Panaplunge. So again, it being based off of the Pan Pride flag, just thought it was a cute name for this. So let me know if you play in it. I would love to see some pictures. Put it in the Discord. I have that link down below if you want to join. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm going to have a few more Pride builds coming up because I just got to catch up with all of the builds we did last month. But be on the lookout for those. I know some of y'all might be tired of the speed builds. We're going to get back into the original content, I promise. Just bear with me as I get through this. This is not my full-time job. I'm trying my best. I'm about to move soon, and I also got some kind of bad news related to my contract work, so I'm taking a big pay cut as well, enough as it is. So I'm trying to probably start applying to jobs soon. So just bear with me is all I ask. But if you'd like to see my last speed build video, you can check that out over here. And also if you want to become a Soul supporter, that supports me as a content creator. I have that link down below. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Okay? Bye. Y'all, I did have so much fun with this lot. I think I am finally feeling comfortable doing a lot of different community lots moving forward. So we'll probably dip into that a bit more. See what I did there? Dip. Ba, 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 ba.